Hi, and welcome to Agenda Setting Theory. Here's where we're going. The original agenda, what not to think, but what to think about. A theory whose time had come. Media agenda and public agenda, a close match. What causes what? Who is most affected by the media agenda? Framing, transferring the salience of attributes. Beyond opinion, the behavioral effect of the media's agenda. Will new media shape the agenda, opinions, and behavior? Who sets the agenda for the agenda setters? Ethical reflections. Christians' communitarian ethics. Critique. Are the effects too limited? Is the scope too wide? The original agenda, what not to think, but what to think about. The agenda setting hypothesis states that mass media have the ability to transfer the salience of issues on their news agenda to the public agenda. They do not make a deliberate attempt to influence the listener, viewer, or reader opinion. Instead, we look to the news professionals for cues on where to focus our attention. A theory whose time had come. The agenda-setting hypothesis represented a back-to-the-basics approach to mass communication research. It predicts a cause and effect relationship between the media content and voter perception. An analysis of the 1968 race for president between Nixon and Humphrey set the pattern for later agenda-setting research. McCombs and Shaw's first task was to measure the media agenda. Media agenda is a pattern of news coverage across major print and broadcast media, as measured by prominence and length of stories. The public agenda is the most important public issues as measured by public opinion surveys. Determined Chapel Hill residents relied on a mix of 9 print and broadcast sources for political views and news. They focused on substantive issues and discarded news items about campaign strategy, position in the polls, and personalities of candidates. The remaining stories sorted and ranked by foreign policy, law and order, fiscal policy, public welfare, and civil rights. They asked Chapel Hill voters to outline what each one considered the key issue of the campaign. The rank of 5 issues on both lists was nearly identical. So what causes what? McCombs and Shaw's findings were impressive, but equivocal. The true test of the agenda-setting hypothesis must show that public priorities lag behind the media agenda. Yale researchers established a cause and effect chain of influence from media agenda to public agenda. Viewers who saw media agendas that focused on pollution and defense elevated those issues on their own lists of concerns. This confirmed the cause and effect relationship between media agenda and public agenda. So who is most affected by the media agenda? McCombs and Shaw understood that people are not automatons waiting to be programmed by the news media. People are willing to let media shape their thinking when a high need for orientation exists. The index of curiosity is the measure of the extent that individuals' need for orientation motivates them to let the media shape their views. Framing, transferring salience of attributes. The media aren't very successful in telling us what to think, but they are stunningly successful in telling us what to think about. Framing is the selection of a restricted number of thematically related attributes for inclusion on the media agenda when a particular object or issue is discussed. Framing is not an option. Reporters inevitably frame a story by the personal attributes of public figures they select to describe. The media may not only tell us what to think about, but they also may tell us how and what to think about it, and perhaps even what to do about it. Beyond opinion, the behavioral effect of the media's agenda. Most of the research on agenda setting has measured the effect of media agendas on public opinion. A few intriguing findings suggest media priorities also have an effect on people's behavior. Nowhere is the behavioral effect of the media agenda more apparent than in the business of professional sports. Television dramatically raised the salience of basketball by scheduling games in prime time. Will new media? By providing users with more content, choice, and control over exposure, new technologies may allow people to create personalized information environments that shut them off from larger flows of public information in society. Traditional news media may have less power to transfer the salience of issues or attributes as they have had in the past. So, who sets the agenda for the agenda setters? One view regards a handful of news editors as the guardians, or gatekeepers of political dialogue. An alternative view regards candidates as the ultimate source of issue salience. Current thinking on news selection focuses on the crucial role of the public relations professionals working for government agencies, corporations, and interest groups. Interest aggregations are clusters of people who demand center stage for their one overriding concern, their pressure groups. Will new media shape the agenda, opinions, and behavior? Althaus and Tewksbury predicted traditional print media would be more effective than new electronic media in setting a reader's agenda. Providing users with more content choices and control over exposure, new technologies, again, may allow people to create personalized information environments that shut them off from larger flows of public information in a society. Interest aggregations are becoming increasingly adept to creating news that must be reported. On rare occasions, news events are so compelling that editors must feature them for extended periods of time. Ethical reflections. Christians' communitarian ethics. Clifford Christians rejects the near absolute devotion to the First Amendment that seems to be the sole ethical commitment of many journalists. Discovering truth is still possible if we are willing to examine the nature of our humanity. Human nature is personhood in community. Communitarian ethics is a moral responsibility to promote community, mutuality, and persons in relation who live simultaneously for others and themselves. Agape love is unconditional love for others because they are created in the image of God. Critique. Are the effects too limited? Is the scope too wide? McCombs and Shaw ascribed to broadcast and print journalism's significant power to set the public's political priorities. A new dimension of framing reasserts the powerful media effects model. The definition of framing doesn't include the emotional connotation of key terms used in the ongoing public debate of issues. The popularity of framing as an interpretive construct in media studies resulted in diverse and ambiguous meanings. So, to review our agenda setting theory, the original agenda, what not to think about, but what to think about, a theory whose time had come, media agenda and public agenda, a close match, what causes what, who is most affected by the media agenda, framing, transferring the salience of attributes, beyond opinion, the behavioral effect of the media's agenda, will new media shape The agenda, opinions, and behavior. Who sets the agenda for the agenda setters? Ethical reflections, Christians' communitarian ethics, and critique. Are the effects too limited? Is the scope too wide?